welcome to Ayo and Ebun Entertainment. Okay, so on today's episode, we're going to be asking Nigerians if they will be voting come 16th of February 2019. Yes, the elections are at hand, and we're going to be asking Nigerians who they will be voting for. It's a hot topic. So guys, it is the season of elections actually in Africa. We have Senegal coming up next on the 24th of February. You know, we have Tunisia on the list. We have Benin coming up. We have so many African countries, Botswana, Madagascar. We have plenty African nations that will be voting, having the presidential elections this 2019. So guys, let's know in the comment section below what country you're from, if you're going to be voting this year, who you're going to be voting for, and why you're going to be voting.
I'm fine.
Okay, so I'll be asking you a quick question. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah.
So come 2019 elections, will you be voting?
Yeah, definitely.
So who will you be voting for?
When you say voting, is it state-wise, country-wise?
Country-wise.
I won't lie to you, at the moment, like, I know I'm not voting for APC or PDP, but I'm not really sure what I want to vote for.
You're sure it's not going to be
APC or PDP, definitely.
Why is that?
It's the same people recycling themselves. Like, it's not. There's nothing new. What I'm saying, like, for me, is if we're not doing APC, let's go forward. Like, we can't go back to PDP. That's the logic. So.
All right.
I'll be voting for Buhari.
Oh, you made up your mind.
Yeah, Buhari.
So why will you be voting for Buhari?
Okay. I've gone through the policies and initiatives he did during the 4th tenure he spent, and they are awesome. You know, people judge him based on as a cash flow and all those things. Everybody feel that things were hard, but based on initiatives and the things he did, like yeah, on the agri sector. I work in a bank, so I work with figures. I don't know if you understand. Looking at the economic indices, I think he did fairly well. Like, forgetting the cash flow in the economy, right? Everyone wants to vote for Atiku. Let's spread the money, let's share the money. But man, this is not what we want, right? We want an economy that's going for. Although I actually fought him in the corruption part, like, it's not a fair game, right? But economic indices purely, I think he tried. That's why I'm voting.
Will you be voting?
No, because I don't have a PVC.
So why don't you have a PVC?
Because I've not had time to get it.
Will you be voting?
Of course I will be voting.
And you?
I will, but not certain yet. You want to know why?
That's two contradicting words.
Yes.
I will, but not certain.
Okay, let me tell you why. Firstly, I registered outside Lagos, so I had to transfer my PVC to Lagos. But unfortunately, my PVC was transferred to a local government outside where I requested for the transfer to be done. So instead of Ali Mosho, it was sent to Ajiromi Ifelodun, which is Ojo Road. So what that means is, for me to vote, I need to go to Ojo Road, where I practically don't have anyone, spend the night there in order to vote the next day. That's why.
So you don't want to risk doing that?
It's not so I don't want to risk. For now, I'm still undecided.
Okay. So you said you'll be voting. Who would you be voting?
Who I will be voting is personal, but not actually Atiku or Buhari. Of course, I can't waste vote for those old. Sorry for saying that. They are old. Let them give chance for young people to rule this country. They have no ideas. For example, Atiku was in office selling all government properties to private individuals himself. And Obasanjo, so what good example is he showing? If he comes in here, he's going to sell Nigerian as a country. That's one. Buhari, there's nothing there. Nothing to show. He can't prove anything. So we are not voting for these two people. Honestly, I'm voting for somebody I will not want to mention here because I'm not promoting anybody here. But I have my vote intact and I'm going to vote. And I will make sure my vote count. I will stand there. I'll make sure my vote count, but not Buhari or Atiku. Of course, I will stand.
Wow.
Not those two guys, I said that. Not those two guys. They have nothing to offer Nigerians. Let them go and rest. Is there no retirement for people that work for government? How old would they be before they retire? It's crazy.
So you were saying, who would you vote?
Okay, basically I'm saying I'm not going to disclose whoever I'm going to vote at this point. But a lot of things need to be changed. If left for me ordinary, I would say we need a change of government. But if there's some form of assurance, key assurance that things are going to change for the better, even for the present, maybe I would reconsider. But as it stands now, definitely a change of government is what we need. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
But
Too.
you said your PVC has been sent to another location altogether.
Yes, and sadly, when I spoke with the INEC official, they were like, the time is too short. So basically, I have to wait till after the elections before they can now transfer it to my own polling booth. So what that means is, if I have to vote, I possibly need to go to that location a day before, you know, and then possibly pay for accommodation somewhere so I can vote the next day.
All right, all the best with your decision. Thank you, bro.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'll be asking you a quick question. Are you ready?
I'm ready, sure.
Okay. So will you be voting come 2019 elections?
I'll probably do that. I'll vote. Yeah.
So who will you be voting for?
It's what I can't disclose, but I will put for the opposition party. You should know that. You should know the party I'm talking about.
I really have no clue. I'm not in your mind.
Okay, I'm not actually voting. I'm not actually voting for the present government.
Okay.
But the government have not favored us. You know, they have not favored us, and you know, a lot of crises and many things going on. So I just need change, and we need to change the change. You understand what I mean?
Will you be voting come 2019 elections?
No.
That was a resounding no.
Yeah, I haven't got my PVC. I am registered in Enugu State, so I've had issues getting it transferred to Lagos. I was in Enugu last week, but I still couldn't do it, so I have been disenfranchised by the system.
But you'd have really wished to. And if you could, who would you have voted for if you could vote?
I think I'll be re-electing or voting the current president again. I really do believe in a vice president and his policies, especially in business.
So that is Buhari.
Yes.
Okay.
Will you be voting?
No, actually, honestly.
And you?
No, I won't be around, so I won't.
So why won't you be voting?
One, I haven't picked up my PVC. I have my temporary one with me. And two, I really don't think any one of them. I don't think we have a good candidate to win. Out of none of them, exactly. Yeah. Nobody. Buhari, 4 years. Atiku, he's done it earlier. Showeri, I'm not convinced he has the experience to do it. Who else again? Every other person is just add-on to me. Honestly, we're going to be honest, yeah. So like, I don't feel like, nah, it's not worth it. And they need a lot of fundamentals that need to be done. The system itself is terrible. So one person can't do it. So I'm more concerned about, let's talk about National Assembly, like the senators and then the House of Assembly. Let's put that in place. Let's get the lawmakers to do the right things. Let them think about the right bill. Think about the old policies that should be reviewed. Things that are actually going to affect the lives of people and the economy and then businesses and then regulations, so many things like that. Rather than the president. The president doesn't give a, what should I call it? You can't just create a law all of a sudden. Exactly.
Say everything that's on your mind.
So basically, I'm more concerned about the National Assembly than the Senate, than the president. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And you?
I won't be around, so I won't be
Okay,
voting.
you won't be around. Where are you going to? So you decided to leave Nigeria?
Oh, yeah.
During that period? That critical period?
No, it's actually needed, like, I need a vacation. Okay. So I'm going for a birthday vacation. So
a birthday vacation. Okay, happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
To all our viewers, you know, it's her birthday coming up actually. So how old will you be? Okay, the secret. Okay, so the elections are here. Will you be voting?
Yeah, sure, I'll be voting.
Okay, so who will you be voting for?
Well, I'm just gonna think if it could be Buhari or it's gonna be, you know, I really wanted to vote for Atiku, but I really don't know. I think it's gonna be Buhari and Kingsley, one of them. But it might just be one of them, yeah.
Will you be voting?
I'm not sure.
What do you mean you're not sure?
I'm not sure if I'll be voting that day. For personal reasons.
Personal. So you can share with me? Or with us?
With us.
So you tell me after the... Okay, cut. guys, welcome back. So yes, you've heard from Nigerians who they'll be voting, who they might not be voting for, you know, why they might be voting, why they might not be voting. Let us know in the comment section below what you think about the current situation of the elections coming up. If you have your opinions, drop it in this in the comment section, and also let us know if you will be voting as a Nigerian come this 16th February 2019. Guys, thank you so much for sticking around with us. We have so many amazing videos. Go watch them, subscribe, share with your friends. We love you so much, and peace out.